Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, yeah. Got me in on HD now. How's the blue steel? Is it dialed? I'm going to tinker with my warmth here. That should be good. That's so much better. All right, all right. Good afternoon, everybody. What a freaking day. What a day. Good afternoon, Ed. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Uh, Gonna make a quick tweet here, let people know that we're live. And we'll get going. Get a little picture. Lovely. I still have the link. I do. All right. What's up, guys? How'd you guys do today? Kind of got quite a bit of an expansion here. We can talk about it. I struggled with this short today. I didn't even bother taking it, but I can explain my thesis going into today. Initially, I wanted longs, but I was wrong. Still made money on the funded. So we'll get into that. But I want to know how your guys' day went. Man, today was honestly, there was lots of confliction today on my end. And I wasn't willing to accept the fact that the criteria for shorts was higher probability than the one for longs. And there's really nothing that you can do about it. You kind of have to just move on. Yesterday and today have been probably two of the weirdest price action days I've seen on NQ in months. Months. Probably the crazy, like the worst of the year, in my opinion. Easily worst of the past quarter. Because it's not like this was a slam dunk short. There was, you would have had, you were fighting. You were definitely fighting other, like the other side for sure. Minus 5% day incoming. I could see us getting to previous weekly low. Retracing into the previous hourly high. If we could prep a breaker, I would gladly short into the previous weekly low to close off the day. We have -4 standard deviations of the digital opening price projections, taking us right to previous weekly low. That's kind of the liquidity that's marked there. We have these equal lows from the weekly open. Man. I mean, who knows how high we get? Maybe we get a little higher and we can get to a pretty clean range. Maybe we can get up into lunch high. We have a lot of gaps to play with on the hourly. But we'll see. We need to maintain hourly high SMT with YM in order for anything to work out. But first things first, we need breaker. Something like that. We need a down close candle. So let's talk a little bit about today, shall we? First, let's go over kind of the potential thesis, right? There's a couple things that could happen here, and then we'll get into kind of the morning and where I was kind of operating at and whatnot. I didn't really trade too much in the AM session today. I got my trade last night on my funded, and then on the evals this morning, I just held my longs and took a loss on them. So what we could see. Basically any sort of SMT in a breaker, I'm willing to short. Def don't need to get up into lunch high. If you got up into the lunch high, though, that would kind of entice me. But I can't see us getting too crazy. That's another 200 points from here. Might want to just use this wick. Have set a down close candle. Let's get some help from lower time frame projections. That's 97.25. Okay. Any type of continuation would be pretty sick. What's up, Fernando? I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Been a crazy past couple days in terms of PA, but I ain't complaining. I gotta lift the chair a bit. I ain't complaining. Um, Good day for me so far. Long London and passed my first eval ever. Nice, congrats. Started trading in January. It's incredible, man. Props to you, big dog. Props to you. Go into the weekend with a little extra pep in your step and recalibrate and refocus for the week ahead. Because now the work begins. Now the work begins. Set a breaker. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. There we go. New 50-minute candle. Should open up and sweep. I like how the 2 o'clock candle has kind of opened up and immediately. Again, trading higher without sweeping on its previous hourly low. Don't have any sort of breaker on the low time frames or on the higher time frames to suggest that this is anything more than a retracement. It's just you got to make sure you wait for all of the proper criteria to be set in order for shorts for continuations to play. Realistically, the higher we go, the more range we have to play with. Yeah. Previous weekly low as well as low of week. Was looking for an NQ long, but ES was clean. Then bearish program was in full mode. Didn't catch anything TBH. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, exactly. Just keep being consistent. If you have your edge, let your edge play out. Don't try to control nothing. Don't be influenced by the money whatsoever, right? Just keep doing what you're doing. I promise you that the money is a byproduct of the good choices that you make on a daily basis. If this just dumps from here, then there's nothing to do with it. Makes our decision easy. Yeah. Are you growing your beard, bro? Looking good, man. Thanks. I guess so. Yeah. Not like for any other reason other than I'm on holidays and I don't have to shave every day. It's kind of the nice thing. So I'm just letting her go. But I don't know. It's very patchy. It's a very patchy beard. This is probably the longest you'll see it. I'll grow it out for another 8 days because that's when I go back to work. Yeah, we're just kind of waiting. Nothing to do here at the moment. So we can kind of get into a quick recap of my day. So what I was looking at, fits you well. You look way better, in my opinion. Oh, thanks. If only I could keep it. Okay. So what I did yesterday actually was I basically bought the sweep of this low yesterday and the previous day in AM low SMT. We had prepped a breaker on 15-minute. We were prepping breakers on all time frames. It looked really good. It made sense that NQ swept out its previous daily low, seeing as it failed to take previous daily low the day prior. Right? We had some failure swings on NQ. And I still had conviction that we were to go higher. So we set the breaker. I basically bought that with an SMT at this, or with a stop loss at this low. Reason why, right? Okay, let's go back. We have to go back a little bit so I can explain it a little better. The reason why is because yesterday, if you remember my long from yesterday, I bought this down close candle once we were tagging into -4 standard deviations of the breaker from the high and creating SMT with YM at the previous daily low. This is also the daily fair value gap right here, right? So we have a daily fair value gap there. So NQ failing to take a daily low. Obviously, we had a large decoupling yesterday where ES and YM were completely different compared to NQ. NQ was lagging incredibly. So what I said was, okay, maybe during the overnight session or then following day, we are going to get some sort of sweep on NQ to allow NQ to take some form of liquidity because it failed to take any liquidity on Wednesday. That liquidity would be in the form of sweeping out the previous daily low, as well as this low. Right here, and maintain the divergence that we have with this previous daily low, right? So NQ maintaining the SMT, but also sweeping its own form of liquidity in the daily low SMT here, or the daily low here, as well as this old swing low from an AM session on Tuesday. Following? So I bought down here, stop loss at this low, super tight risk. I think it was, can't remember what my entry was. I'll have to actually look on my Instagram. Let's see. 29,989. Right here. Stop loss at that low. Bought it on funded and evals. And then we immediately got information. So I closed out max profit day on my funded. And then I actually held and added right down here on my eval, and I held for more because I had conviction that we were likely to go target this previous daily high. Ended up stopping me out. So that one was brutal. This was a rough one, but then we tagged into this daily for value gap. Then we created a new bullish breaker closing above this swing high here. If I zoom in, closing above this swing high. So now it's just telling you that it wants to use the daily for value gap to go higher. This actually made sense. Closed above, just bought basically here, and then wrote it up. And then we started to get this weird PA up here. I wasn't exactly present on the charts, so I didn't really have the capability of like reading it super, I'll say, super well. But despite the bearish criteria, we still had so much bullish criteria. Like we had actually confirmed a 4-hour bullish breaker at 10 or at 9. And then it immediately reversed, right? So we created a daily low SMT, daily for value gap. We confirmed an hourly and 4-hour bullish breaker when we closed above this high, right? Everything was looking great. But with the lack of correlation that we had yesterday, it made weird highs. It meant that the highs on NQ were decoupled from the highs on ES and YM. The daily highs on ES and YM were actually the lunch highs on NQ. And if you look at the lunch high on NQ, which is right here, you could see that it is nowhere near the previous daily high. NQ printed its previous daily high during Asia, right? So when you have decoupled highs like that, especially between ES and NQ, because they have the tightest correlation, they have like a 96, 97%, I think, correlation. YM and NQ have like a 90% or 91% correlation. So when you have that, it makes it tough to really get a strong conviction in shorts. We also didn't prep any sort of bearish breaker. We were just trading back into the 4 hours. So I just held it and I took a loss. So that's -2 on the day on the eval. But I kind of see the vision a little bit, and I'll wrap this up, and then we can get into live PA. NQ sweeping out the lunch high, right? Which is also the previous daily high for ES and YM. So it's technically forming that divergence there. And then you have ES sweeping out, ES and YM sweeping out the previous daily high, their previous daily high, while NQ fails to sweep the high that already took lunch. So it makes sense to short 10 a.m. However, it's valid. It is valid, but it also is not something that I would have taken. If anything, maybe if I was at the charts and a little more active, I would have just maybe moved my trade to break even because I did have presented criteria to me to be kind of quote unquote concerned. So this one was a hard one for me. This wasn't the most clear PA due to the decoupled markets. I do not do well with decoupled markets. I need to have something to base a divergence off of. And that's on me. That's something that I'm just going to have to grow into. But a lot of the time when you have this decoupling going on, I just usually will try to stay away from it and not get caught on both sides. We should have more views. Bray is the best from the lab. I appreciate that. I mean, it's just the PM session. I naturally don't get as many views as Leo or Alex or Kane because I mean they have a bigger following than I do, rightfully so, right? So, I appreciate that though. That's very kind of you to say, Mr. Pickup Guy. You follow me everywhere. Dang, appreciate that. You know how to make a fellow feel special. Okay. Thanks, Chronic. Appreciate y'all. I just try to keep it real. I try to include more technical analysis instead of always just like focusing on the trades. I like to give you guys kind of the lay of the land too. Not that the others don't, but I like to give analysis. And I like to just be upfront about my experiences because we all learn that way, right? Is this okay? We still have this previous hourly high SMT with YM. We are now going to create a potential 5-minute bearish breaker. Nothing to do here yet. We'll see. We'll play it as it lies, right? I don't have the anticipatory skills to like say like, oh yeah, we don't need to go all the way to lunch high. Like we very well could. We have projections that line up there. The thing is like, this is why if then statements are so incredibly strong because you don't have to know and anticipate everything. You just have to be able to read what the market is telling you and act on it as such. I think anticipation is good to have because it means that you will not be surprised. But you also have to be proactive and reactive a little bit and be able to react to information that the market's giving you because it can change on a dime, right? And then you have to make a decision based off of that. So it's not all about anticipating something to happen. It's just anticipating what could potentially happen and the numerous amounts of things that could go on the chart. And then if each of those things happen or one of those things happen, what do you do in that specific scenario? Do you know what I'm saying? If then statements. If this happens, then that, right? Like if we continue to just trade higher here, we actually just deleted previous hourly high SMT now, and we have no SMT on the board. So that tells me that this previous hourly high is not going to be used for any sort of continuations lower. Simple, right? Now we know, okay, now we probably wait for lunch high. We could also use these gaps here as well, aligned with this. So we're going to be watching for gaps. Good evening, Millet. How you doing, my boy? Right. That's exactly perfect scenario. Market's showing me what it wants to do, right? Doing good. You had a good week? Right on. Good to hear. I'm doing fine as well. Pretty good week. Not too bad. Slight profit on the funded. Just under 2R, I think, on the week. Missed some opportunities for sure. Oh, 45. Yeah, nothing to do here. Nothing to do, nothing to say. Oh. Big yawns, big stretches. Anyone doing anything fun for the 4th of July weekend? Your weekends are just playing PS5? What are you gaming? What are you playing, Millet? Oh, you're playing San Andreas? That's a throwback, hey? Ah, shit. Here we go again. What a game. We're seeing YM rip. Is 4th of July a big thing in Canada? No. No, it's not. It's just I know that we have American viewers. We have Canada Day, which is July 1st. So yesterday. That's kind of our thing. But yeah. 4th of July is not. I will be at a wedding though. Panda Day. It's not Panda Day. It's like, what is Panda Day, dude? That's funny. I'd celebrate Panda Day. Them shits are cute as hell. Think fast in the day type. I hear you. I hear you, big dog. Okay, let's watch it. Let's watch for this lunch ISMT. YM's dangerously close to it. Like to see us kind of sweep up. Tag into this standard deviation zone here. Run lower, close, flip the 230 open, which is right yonder, and dunk. That would be sick. Keep slouching in my chair. Yo, I'm so close. Well, we know what we're looking for. At the moment, we just need S&T of some sort. Just on the off chance that we don't sweep out this high, we're about to get closer to getting lunch high. On the off chance that we don't get that, we get this lunch high SMT and we don't sweep out this high, and we invert this 5-minute and start to maybe create the breaker. The -2 standard deviations of this 5-minute breaker align really nicely with the previous weekly low. Really nicely. I still want to see it run higher yet. We're about to get that lunch high SMT. Like right, it's knocking on the door. It's really funny how different sessions during the day have periods of good volume and trade. Like Asia is hot right now, whereas PM just sucks. But I remember when PM would have really nice moves not too long ago. Yeah, yeah. You kind of have seasons, right? Seasons will change. Asia has been like straight gas. It's been fun to trade it. And I never used to trade Asia. I used to hate trading Asia. Now I just love it. Loving every minute of it. Come on, YM, don't be difficult. Yeah, exactly. Same with me, Mel. I just like it never moved. It was just a range. London session was really good. Okay, we're just gonna not get SMT. No fun. No fun. You got 100 points trading last night? Yeah, it's so easy, it seems lately. They just absolutely rip it during the Asia session lately. The volatility is crazy good. Well, we are sitting ducks. Boys and girls. It ain't over yet, but Mm, okay. Failing to confirm that IFEG, not that we wanted it anyway. Big old waiting game. Now YM's coming off of its high. We're gonna have to wait till 3. Are they just gonna pump it because it's 4th of July weekend and it's unpatriotic for it to close red on the week? Can you imagine? Okay, we're sweeping out that high now. YM failing to get above its high. see. Just gonna use this 15-minute SMT. Create this breaker here. Close it below that low. What's the indicator name for the SMT? SMT for time-based sessions. It is not a free indicator, by the way. It is a paid one. You can find it on WAP. Oh, man. PM sessions make a guy sleepy. It's looking like the hourly candle wants to close bullish. Just with the open being all the way down here. But if we confirm this moment of breaker prior to 3, I might be into it. For a stab. Has to close below. We're seeing some sponsorship across the board too. Get my stuff ready. Let's see this candle reject. Somewhat. What's up, Mohammed? We're chilling, bro. We're chilling. Nothing in the PM, no. AM, a loss on longs. That's about it. You caught shorts? Nice. Hello, gang. Not looking probable that this is going to be the breaker we use. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It can go lower, just nothing yet. Let's see. This breaker is kind of the line in the sand. We can create it. Drew the short straw stream in this session today. Yeah, it's all good though. I wasn't initially supposed to, but Alex asked me if I could cover. And of course I said yes. Yes, created the breaker. See if NQ can do it. How did I do today? Funded did great because I just hit max profit. As far as the evals though, down 2R because I held. So fundeds are good. Evals, I mean, I don't care as much about evals as I do about the funded. My consistency. I'm a little more aggressive on my evals. So, because I just want to get them passed and get them into funded stage, and then add them to the pile. Add them to the AUM. Yeah, no man. Getting emotional on evals is like #1 indicator that you're not ready for funded. Like, if I'm risking like nearly double sometimes on what I normally risk on a funded on an eval, like if I'm risking give myself 5 bullets for a eval, like I can't be mad if I blow the eval. And you kind of just have to accept that cost, accept that risk at the expense of scaling faster. But you got to treat the funded like more like a professional. Not as aggressive. Get that buffer built, right? Like now on my funded account, I've got like a big buffer. So like with the risk that I'm putting on, I can take 20 trades before I blow the account, as opposed to when I start it's 10. So it's a lot easier to manage an account with more buffer. So that's your #1 goal. Yeah, 150s. Well, this eval is 100. It's 100. I'm gonna try the 100Ks out on Lucid, but I have a 150. Alpha 150s. Nice. Yeah, I'm starting to scale some more. Okay. Oh, you're such a cocksucker, NQ. Giving us the breaker. It is flying. Such a rat. Oh, didn't even get high enough for me to be comfy. I'm not taking a trade 21 points away from my initial entry. I'll add form the gap and see if we can get into the gap. Otherwise, we might be cooked. Right on direction, just no entry. There's nothing we can do about that. Sad. That's sad. Okay, we're getting up into the gap. Sell one here. I'm gonna look to sell another if we can get up into the breaker. I think we can get up into the breaker. Got the 5-minute breaker confirmed. This can rebalance. Just a matter of where it wants to rebalance to. So I'm gonna take this moment to try out a different. Which one should we go to? 3 notes reverb. See how that one sounds. Cook. We could set a 5-minute here too and use that, and that could be our second entry. Taking this on evals, gang, by the way. No funded. Funded's put away for the day. Eval. I do like it though. So heavy, right? Just give me any sort of SMT in a continuation framework and I'll take it. Stay on the 5 here on the NQ chart. This is where we'll do our analysis, right? Analysis is on the left side. Execution is on the right side. If we fail to take out this low, we could potentially see a run higher to sweep out this high and get our second add. I'd like to see it happen on the 5-minute candle though. I'll wait 25 seconds before going higher. Create this fair value gap, short the fair value gap with the breaker. Basically a 5-minute unicorn. A 30-minute swing, 30-minute C3, right? We're going to be looking for 273.75. That's the low of the week. Just how far away? And 250 points. I'd like to get another contract on. Okay, here's the 5 minute. Okay, retrace up into this for value gap. Ultimately give the breaker ad, really. Is this screen layout okay for you guys? You guys can kind of see the best of both worlds. I just need to have the NQ chart up. I don't like to have the micro only because the NQ is my guide. Contract is my guide. Yeah, it's good. You're good. Yes, getting up into that gap. We do have some fair value gap S&T at the lows here with ES, or rather with YM. YM failing to take out those 15 lows. However, there's no breaker prepped here whatsoever, so not really concerned. You'd need to see a drop below and then an expansion higher with closure for me to really be concerned, but I favor these lows first. You want to see a high time frame breaker get prepped. The only thing we have is a 5 minute. And close to that. Close to the value gap. Just kind of kissing it. wonder, can I open up OBS without it completely fucking up my camera? Let's find out. Let's get rid of that. Looks like it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, did not want anything to do with that 5-minute fair value gap. We had the SMT inside of it. Kind of seeing closure below these lows here. Kind of suggests that there's retracement or expansion, retracement, further expansion. Unless we go and we form some sort of SMT. But at the moment, it's looking like NQ is leading the way down. Want to see continuations through here. I don't want to see it mess around too much. Having it just sweep out that low and fail it. Not great. We'll see. Stay patient. Pretty cut and dry, guys. Not a lot to talk about, to be honest. NQ's the weakest here, so want to see it just continue to sell off through into our draws. There's a nice closure below. Only problem is I'm not so sure we're going to get our ad here. Eyes on the previous weekly low, though. If we can get the previous weekly low, I'll be a happy, happy camper. Just be a slow melt into the close. I'm gonna leave that for now. Doesn't look like we're gonna get our ad. Ramming into a 3-minute breaker. Bring it. I'm not so sure. 3-minute breaker is gonna stop this fucking dump. Not without any new information. Yeah. If it wants to, I mean, be my guest, but I mean, shit. Based on how the last 4-hour candle closed, we didn't even sweep out the previous 4-hour candle. We have no high time frame swing points, nothing, just straight absolute melt. We're probably going to get some previous hour and 4-hour SMT with the S. as well as YM. This low, so we'll have to keep kind of an eye out for that. But at the moment, we're chilling. I like these 30-minute closes. My only complaint is that I don't have more on. I couldn't really justify it. Yeah, it nearly did come back. Didn't even tap the 5-minute for value gap. I wanted to get up in here for something, but I'd still be interested in adding. I don't have any new info really worth looking at. But if we have this 1-minute breaker, who knows, this could just send it higher as well off this 15-minute low SMT. Basically trading in between 2 5-minute breakers. Yeah, definitely a push. Is this going to be their way of humping it and not having the unpatriotic close into July 4th? Might be. It might be. Add here. That one's nice. That sounds nice. This could cook me, but like I said, evals were being aggressive. I want to see these lows get swept out still. So at your own risk. Take it at your own risk. Failing to confirm. Did confirm this little John right here, but failing to confirm the 3. 5-minute respecting it. We'll see. I'm kind of 50-50 to be honest with you, but we're following the plan. We got the full position on. Traded all the way down here, created 15-minute low SMT. 15-minute for value gap SMT with YM, as well as 15-minute low SMT previous candle low SMT with ES. Now we're seeing a push off of that. Do I get behind the do I get behind the whole end of day push for 4th of July? Does Trump come out with some sort of statement saying, God bless America, we're having a ceasefire with Iran? Maybe that's what happens. Maybe they come and run my shit. But maybe not. Just fall right through all these gaps, please. Basically the battle of the 5-minute breakers. I don't like my chances. Very well get cooked here. Very, very well get cooked. Need to see this 5-minute reject somewhere along the way here. Got a minute and a half to do so, but end of day rally is looking like the culprit. If we inverse this, I'm probably going to close, to be honest with you. Might even flip. Flip on an end of day, looking for the rally. Yeah, there it is. Let's get a little juicy here. Let's flip for an end of day push. As usual, the trading view fills are immaculately shitty. little bit late, but pretty minor L on that. I think the worst scenario would just be it just chops into the close because we just have this kind of whatchamacallit, trapped order flow between the two breakers. This could retrace into this breaker here. If it wants to do it, like, I'm down. Just give us a send. I'm okay admitting I'm wrong here on the initial short idea. And for them to do all of this, invert the 5 minute, and then just completely flip again. I mean, shit. Maybe I was a little too flippant, but let's see. Little end of day rally, leave these equal lows. Get them during overnight session. Everything else is ripping up. YM is going to go take that lunch low. Now here's the thing. YM go take its lunch low, sweep out its high, while NQ trades into its 5 minute breaker. You get a continuation short there, like we could see it just dump from there, because that's kind of what we wanted initially, right? Trading NQ longs just has been fucking terrible because it's just been lagging so much. So much lag, dude. YM and ES have been delivering really nicely. Yeah, ES look way better, dude. Way better. Don't get stuck now, NQ. Last thing I want to see is us to go form this lunch high SMT with YM and Q, trade above this high, and then confirm its breaker. That would just, then I'm just like, okay, I'm just flipping back and forth at this point. It's gonna go higher, just do it. Really don't feel like flipping back and forth, even though it's giving valid setups. This is kind of the nature of the PM session. You can get more frequency because you're trading low time frame. Close to the end of the day too. There's the lunch high SMT. Okay. Now we're seeing some stacked evidence against us, right? With that lunch high SMT. Yeah. It's not ideal. And we're kind of working in between. Working against that. I would like us to still see us take out this high. And then it would just kind of be, we'd be watching and waiting for us to create a breaker. If we do that, then you have a choice. You either flip or you just get out and you sit sidelined. Yes, is about to take that high too. This is a pretty shitty PM session to trade, I won't lie. I feel like I'm holding a ticking time bomb though, I really do. Being patient, gonna let the market kind of show me here what it wants to do, because expansion consolidation, we should expand above this high. And then we have some if-then statements. Like, if we don't form this breaker, great, then we just hang on to our long. But if we do sweep above this high, then create this 1 minute breaker with the lunch high SMT, failing to take the previous hourly high, then like you can't deny that that is a short signature, and it's probably gonna drop at the market on close macro. But right now, it could also just dump from here, which I don't have a way of getting out of that. I'd have to just kind of close as it is. Candle. Can't even be mad. I put myself in this sticky situation. Now I gotta get myself out and think my way through it. Put my thinking cap on. Why I'm not creating a single breaker. Oh, dude, it's like, it is using and abusing this IFVG right here. You don't have a single SMT or a single breaker on YM really. ES has what I want on NQ in terms of it has a fractal breaker inside of this retracement here. Damn. I also don't want to just close it here on that SMT with lunch high because that's just, then it could just rip to my TP. I need to have some meaningful criteria. Get out. And that's usually going to come by way of seeing a fractal breaker get formed. We got the market on close macro in a minute. Ugh. I don't like scalping because whenever I do, this is the type of PA that I get. Okay. Okay. There's a 350 macro. We're going to move to break even here because end of the day, I'm not looking for it to completely run that candle back. Rebuild this PM high. I want to see strong continuations out of here. If I get BE, then I am fucking happy with that. This is not something I'm willing to keep risk on with, especially this close to the end of the day. We kind of just got saved, really. It could totally die out here, though, for sure. Don't want it to, though. Go on. bit above this previous hourly high. Okay. See if we can catch a ripper here. Definitely in a vulnerable spot with the stop already at BE. I don't like holding risk at the end of the day like this either, so I'm totally fine with this. I think it'd be like a $100 loss on the day, I think. That was a $100 loss on that. Back green and done. Shit. Shit, good shit. I even recorded this whole thing too, and it's just I don't even know if it's worthy of clipping because it's just so choppy. Thanks for hanging out, JC. Have a good weekend, brother. We'll be finishing up here in a few minutes, guys. I just want to kind of see what getting to the close here. The 1555 candle tends to bring a little bit of volatility as well, so we might see a higher volume candle there. Thinking can probably just like retrace into this gap and then continue higher. Possibly. Or just continue up. I'm fine with either. Good. It's even got a squeeze. Huh? I'm all the way up at its AM high again. New high of day on YM. Get a load of that fucking asset. Holy shit. Well, I'm glad we flipped. it was kind of obvious what I wanted to do. I'm not going to beat a dead horse and try to continuously short when we invert the only piece of displacement that we have quite easily. Squeeze, squeeze. Crazy if we fucking got to lunch high. Absolutely bonkers. I'm gonna cover my losses here. Gonna drag my stop a little. See if we can ride it out. Like it. What's this hourly close? See a 4 o'clock and just rip us into lunch high. We've been seeing some pretty meaty 4 o'clock candles, haven't we? Not really. Shit, I mean, what's stopping it? Clearly wants to go somewhere. Time did we flip? 15:35. I don't like flipping, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, boys and girls. Gotta do what you gotta do. It's a gutty move, but when price is showing you everything, you gotta just kind of either decide to stay sidelined or ride along with it. There's -2 standard deviations of the breaker. The 3 minute. Yes, took a lunch high. 1 NQ. Don't be a bitch. All right. Trailing TP or TP. That's kind of what I'm rolling with here. I want the whole thing. Minute close bullish, 30-minute close bullish, 5-minute kind of not really a swing. Hourly bullish. Just continue. I really don't want to hold you guys past this though. Seems like I can always get into a trade on stream, but I never get out of one in time. So I think we'll call it here, unless you guys want me to stay and continue to manage this. But I imagine you're all itching to get out the door, and go enjoy your weekend. I know I'm thinking the same. So I think we call it. Yeah. What do you figure? Yeah. All right. Zaza's out. Okay, you guys, thank you. Pretty boring stream today, not gonna lie. Caught initial shorts, flipped small, like fuck 0.3 R loss or something like that. Flipped, and now we are in profit on the session here with this long. Probably gonna just hang on to it a little longer. Either way, it's probably gonna be a BE at minimum. I want to see us continue to expand here throughout the final hour. So yeah, no streams tomorrow. It's bank holiday. In observance of 4th of July weekend. So you guys go out, have a good weekend, enjoy the extra long time off. Go get touch some grass, get some mental clarity, and we'll see you guys bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on Monday morning. All right. Let's get a good strong start to July, right? So go get some rest, go enjoy some time off the charts, and I will catch you guys in the next stream, okay? Juno will be streaming London, though. I forgot to add. Juno will be streaming London. So you'll have that, but no AM streams. Okay. All right. You guys have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Drop a like before you take off. And yeah, we'll chat with you in the next one, okay? Peace out.